back with another week of cooking streams, except this is going to be our cocktail episode.
You're getting it early this month.
Yes, earlier in the month.
Yes, it's going to be good.
Yeah, because it's really actually started to be fall here, so we're taking...
Sweaters.
She's excited, I'm excited. I like fall way better. It's just a nice season.
I've been literally freaking out for a week about the fact that it's going to be cold enough to wear sweaters.
Yeah, like I think it's in the low...
It's like in the 50s.
Yeah, mid-50s right now.
Yeah.
And Steven this morning when he left, he texted me and he was like, hey, you should probably turn the fire on, because we have a gas fireplace. Yeah, he was like, hey, you should probably turn the fire on. It's really chilly. So, that's...
Probably going to have cocktails in front of the fire later.
Yeah, so we'll make some fall-based cocktails. So we're going to do 5 cocktails this episode.
Ambitious.
Very.
Very.
So we're going to do a cranberry and thyme gin and tonic, which this one will adore, most
I love
likely.
cranberries, and I love gin and tonic, and thyme is delicious, so
yeah,
I'm happy.
All of it at once?
We are going to be making a chai vanilla cocktail, which is really good for fall because of those warming spices. You feel cozy drinking chai tea.
Yep. And then we're also doing kind of a fall punch.
Lots of fruit.
That has a lot of fruit juice in it. It can be alcoholic, non-alcoholic.
We're gonna add alcohol to it.
We are, because that's who we are. You know, we're embracing the whole being of age thing.
Yes. We sound like such lushes sometimes when it's like, what are we gonna do? Let's add alcohol to it.
Hey.
And the puppies are attempting to eat each other again.
Wait. Alright.
Alright. Alright, so that's 3 cocktails. Cocktail number 4 is going to be a hot buttered rum, which I'm just like, what? When I was looking through fall themed drink recipes, apparently this is one that goes back to like the 17th century, but the fact that it keeps showing up on Pinterest boards as of today, I'm just like,
must be good.
Still relevant. We're nothing if not relevant.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
the fact that I had to tell you about that hair trend. How do I know more about hair trends than her?
She's got less of it than I do.
Exactly. And she was like, well, I can't really do much with my hair. I was like,
remember, I had short hair for a while, and I'm growing it, and I forgot that I have hair enough to do stuff with. So anyways, last cocktail number 5.
Will be a Blackberry Moscow Mule.
Because Moscow Mule, we've got ginger in it.
Ginger beer.
Ginger beer.
So it's going to be basically like muddled blackberries and ginger beer and...
Easy.
It'll be really simple, but it'll be really pretty.
Oh, show them the thing that you have now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So for those of you who don't know, this
Old one.
is the shaker we used to use. So it's got the strainer built in. It's a decent, easy home shaker if that's kind of your cup of tea.
For the home cocktail maker thing.
Yeah.
Got a cap on it.
Yeah, and so, however, what the industry uses this time is what we call a Boston shaker. So it's got a large cup and a small cup, and these two fit together. So when you see bartenders holding this, that's what that is. Hey!
They're really excited today.
Yeah, they're energetic. So when you see bartenders doing this with 2 cups, that's what that is, and then it forms kind of a seal. So you have to break your seal, and then you can strain like this. Mm-hmm. And usually that's a pretty effective strain, or depending on how large your particle size is, you can take an outside strainer like this and put it over and strain.
Which means we can say goodbye to this.
Yeah, we're gonna say goodbye.
Sad little,
very, very
sad little strainer that we've been using.
So yeah, this is what we'll be using, which would be really nice. And the cool thing also about Boston shakers is if you have a drink that you don't want to shake necessarily, you can slosh from cup to cup, and then dump
called
it.
a speed shake.
A speed shake. And so that's another nice thing. So you'll get to see it more in action once we really get into it. But yeah, I got a fun new toy. Super excited because Boston shakers are awesome. They're super easy. There's a lot more surface area, so your drink can actually get a lot colder a lot quicker.
Yeah, and also for aerating, like if you're doing like a like a White Russian where you have to shake it, you get a much creamier cocktail because you've incorporated air into it.
Yeah, because you have all of this space to do that in.
Versus that.
Just which this
Even
cup
just,
itself is larger.
Yeah, and then you got the whole this top compared to this little nugget of a top.
So that's what we'll be using. We'll get to play with it a little later on. And we got some new glassware. Hey! So we'll mix a couple drinks. We'll have a couple drinks. We'll enjoy it being fall time. Alrighty, so we're gonna go ahead and get started on our cranberry thyme cocktail. So for part of it, so the recipe recommended fresh cranberries. However, we couldn't find any cranberries, so we're gonna use cranberry juice. And so that's gonna be 3/4 of a cup. And the recipe really just wanted the flavor out of the cranberry anyway, so this works just fine. So we're gonna do cranberry juice. We're gonna do 1/4 cup of sugar, which is this here. So a little bit of sweetness because cranberry can be pretty tart, and this is kind of acting. There will be. I have to check the recipe again to check on if there's any syrup or anything in it, but this is your syrup. If there's any extra syrup, but I'm pretty sure this is just it. So we have 1/4 cup of sugar, 3/4 of a cup of cranberry juice. We put a couple of sprigs of thyme in. I'm gonna leave them whole because I don't think you want to be picking thyme out of your drink.
Takes too much time.
Oh God, Miriam.
That was easy. That was an easy one.
Well, thyme is always an easy one to make puns out
It
of.
really is.
So I'm gonna put like 5 or 6 sprigs. It didn't really specify, so.
You can also probably use them for garnish at the end too.
Yeah, you can. This is just so there's flavor in it as well. So a couple of sprigs of thyme, 1/4 cup, 1/3 of a cup. We're gonna do some orange zest. So got your microplane, got your oranges. And the nice thing about when you use a microplane is it doesn't tend to take it beyond the true zest point. So when you're doing this, if you had another grater, like if you didn't have a microplane specifically, you would have to worry about taking off that under that, where you can see the white just a little bit right there. And that part of the peel is the pith, and it's really rather bitter and not something that you want to have in your application at all. You really just want that lovely orange zest. So I just did probably about 1/3 of a medium orange. You don't really need a whole ton for this. And most of it's stuck to the underside of the grater anyway.
And actually, if you leave me one orange whole, I can do a nice little garnishing technique on it.
Okay, if you want.
We'll be fancy today.
Miriam will be fancy. He will not be silly.
I'll show you how to flame orange zest into a drink, and it's really quite nice. Adds a little bit of just a hint of caramelized orange oil to it, which is always delightful.
Yeah, you're talking to the mixology major there. I'm not that.
It's fun to do.
And then I'm just gonna ream in just a quote splash of citrus juice. So. Take out that little bit of pith I got in there. And then a little bit of vanilla. Probably about 1/4 teaspoon or so. And I am just eyeballing here because.
A splash.
Yeah. Just a touch of vanilla. So. Spoon. Oh, my baby spoon. Little baby spoon. So we'll get this over on the stove. We'll heat this up. We'll probably let it simmer for probably about 15 minutes. So that way the flavors can really marry and concentrate. Sugar can dissolve. So yeah, we'll just walk on over. I got it.
Cosmo, come here.
No, he's fine.
It's like, puppy in the pantry. Oh no!
Yes, he's always in the pantry. So I'm going to put this on about medium heat for right now. We'll let this get working, dissolve, into other syrup-like things. So, one last look at it before it goes all the way in. So you see the orange, you see the thyme, cranberry will be good. And take you over to Miriam and she'll make some buttered rum paste.
Okay, so I'm going to be making the sugar paste, I guess. That's how it kind of is for the buttered rum cocktail. Or not, yeah, buttered rum. We're using rum for it. They also had a recipe for buttered bourbon, which is why I was like, ooh, let's do that too. But neither of us
like bourbon.
Yeah.
We thoroughly discussed this.
It was my hope that we could give bourbon another chance, but I don't think it's going to get another chance anytime soon. So what I'm essentially going to be doing here is making something called a compound butter, in which you mix various ingredients into butter and then you use that butter. So what I have here is 1 cup of salted butter. The recipe calls for salt, but instead of by using salted butter, we omit the need to add additional salt. So this is nice and soft. As you can see, I can just kind of squash that with very little effort with my spatula. Super easy. So you want your butter really soft for this, because you're going to need to mix everything in super thoroughly. Alright, so to this, I'm going to be adding 1.5 cups of brown sugar. So my thought with this cocktail is something that you're going to be able to make ahead and just have all the ingredients ready on hand. So let's say you're doing like a party or something, you can make this and just have it ready. They can just mix everything as they please. Have the compound butter ready to go into the cup. Alright, so I've got my brown sugar in here. Then I'm going to be adding in 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. Of course. So I'll be adding a teaspoon of cinnamon to make this nice and spicy. Because if you want fall spices, season it like you mean it. At least that's my opinion on it. Alright, so you've got 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg. I'm gonna pop that little top off. See, it's great how, like, yeah, it comes with little shakers, but if you want to actually measure it, it makes it kind of hard. So I'm going to do 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg, not a whole teaspoon of nutmeg. That'd be a lot of nutmeg in here. Alright, we've got nutmeg in there, we've got cinnamon in there. We're going to add just a little bit of clove, just because cloves can be really strong, so I'm just going to add 1 dash, 2 dash of cloves, and then because I particularly like cardamom, and I think it adds a nice sort of floral scent to it with cardamom. I was going to hold it up to the camera for you to smell, but you can't do that.
We haven't gotten smell-o-vision yet.
Not yet, but this is
pretty
the future.
far in technology. But.
So I'm going to add 1/2 teaspoon of cardamom into this mix. So a nice heaping 1/2 teaspoon of cardamom. Make that really easy.
What'd you do with that knife?
Which knife?
The pink one that I used to slice the
Didn't wash that.
It's like,
I stuck it away without thinking about it. Alright, so all you're going to do is you're going to mix in all these ingredients into your butter. Start kind of slow, because with the brown sugar it's a lot of stuff in here.
relax your end off the cheese.
So in the background behind me, Haley is currently working on
Stuff from another episode.
Because, like we said, we're getting better about shooting 2 episodes at once instead of...
So we make some quality content for you guys.
Seriously. And also it means that we have 2 free weekend days a month where it's not content-based.
So that way we can enjoy the content more.
Yeah. We can enjoy doing it versus feeling like, oh god, we have to film again today. Because that destroys the joy of what we're doing. So...
Because we do unfortunately have to have real jobs.
Mm-hmm. We can't... It would be really cool if this could be...
A full-time gig?
Oh my god, yes. So as you can see though, This is really, really easy to mix. Give it a good. Make sure you get the bottom of the bowl so there's no, see, if I hadn't have scraped the bottom, there's a nice chunk of brown sugar hiding all the way at the bottom, unblended. Okay, so that is a nice paste right there. Ooh, it smells good too. It smells like fall. Alright, so what I'm going to be doing now is we're just going to wrap this up into a neat little log on some cling film. Make it easy, that way it has a chance to set up in the fridge. So you have a nice little log that you can just slice pieces off for your cocktail. Do that.
Is that enough Gouda, Miriam?
I think that's adequate amount of Gouda. I totally did not make the easy pun there. I'm working on it, y'all.
Oh, you should have.
Highbrow humor is what we aim to bring you. That's a total lie. Not when Miriam keeps making puns. Alright. So I've got a nice little log that I'm just kind of shaping with my hands. As I said, this is a lot easier if your butter is really soft when you start. You don't want it melting in the bowl, you just want it soft enough that you can press on it with a spoon and it flattens, but without puddles of melted butter.
You want almost melted butter.
Yeah, almost. Because once you melt your butter, it's kind of hard to do anything with it unless you need melted butter. Alright, we're going to squeeze this all together. I'm kind of twisting the ends. So we have a nice little sausage of compound butter. Nice and delicious, and I'm going to pop this into the fridge to harden. See you when we get making more cocktails. Okay, so the first drink that we're going to be making is the hot buttered rum, which such an interesting drink. So first things first, we've got the sugar butter spice paste that we made earlier. So really what you're going to want to do is take maybe 2 tablespoons worth. See how it's like pretty firm. Unwrap this baby. So I am going to take 2 tablespoons of this once I've unwrapped it all the way. Two tablespoons, approximately, we'll go with that much, of my lovely sugar butter paste. We're going to stick that into the cup, my lovely mug right here. We're going to top that, I believe, with 2 ounces of dark rum, and specifically use dark rum because the molassesy flavor of it tends to go really well for this cocktail. Wrap that baby up.
Freezer, fridge.
Freezer. So once you make that, you can just kind of keep it in the freezer for as long as you want and just take it out whenever you need it. Keeps it firm. So we're going to put 2 ounces. Let me find the 2 ounces. There we go. 2 ounces.
The funny thing about the Kraken bottle,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's designed for this.
What? That's clever. So there are 2 loops at the top of the Kraken bottle, and I'm just like, my hands aren't big enough to palm the bottle like I usually do.
So I think this is how you're supposed to do
Let
it.
me see. Let's see. Let's test this out. Would you look at that? And I've just made my drink stronger than it's going to originally be.
That's fine.
Delightful. So that's going to go into the mug with my sugar butter paste. And then, off
The
in
lid
my little...
doesn't like to go on.
The lid does not like to go on at all. So I'm just gonna, we're gonna mess with this later. There we go. And I've also got nice hot boiling water fresh from the kettle. And that's gonna go in as well. Nice hot water. And all that's left to do is to stir all of the ingredients together in my mug in the hot water, which is gonna melt that butter and sugar paste It's in a dark mug, so it's a little harder to see. But if you look at that color, though, it has a nice golden color. That smells nice and warming. So give that a stir, make sure everything is well mixed in. And the super fun topping option is going to be a dollop of whipped cream, which we bought Cool Whip. Stays better, it's literally just make a nice dollop of that. Right on the top. Give that a stir in. Because I like to have my whipped cream stirred into whatever I'm drinking. Make it nice and light and creamy. Alright, Haley, you ready to try hot buttered rum?
No. But we'll go for
You gonna try hot buttered rum anyways, even though you're not ready for it?
Yeah.
Alright.
That's how this works, doesn't it?
Pretty much.
Like, I'm pretty sure I wasn't ready to have bourbon and whatever the hell we mixed it with last time, but...
Yeah. Alright. It's got a good look at that. Nice and creamy, nice and foamy. Alright. Ready to try it?
Yeah.
Alright,
Do
let's...
the straws.
Straws are right
I
here.
was like, Miriam, I know you got them.
I know I got the straws out. Alright. Yellow for you, orange for me. Alrighty, we're gonna try this. Ooh.
I've never had a hot drink before. I don't know how I feel about it.
I like it. It's creamy, it's kind of sweet. I feel like maybe a little less rum next time. Maybe not that little extra dollop on the top, but
I would probably want more of the whipped cream Cool Whip.
hang on, let me put some more whipped cream on the top then. It's funny, when my brothers and I were kids, we would try to see who could make the tallest, like, put the most on there. It was fun. Nice, here. Extra.
Oh my god, I really...
You said you wanted lots of whipped cream,
I meant
madam.
with the canal. Like,
Oh, you mean my lovely, like, this is not
quenelle.
really a quenelle, but it kind of looks like one.
faux.
Faux quenelle. Make fancy. Booyah. Just because I can. Why don't we actually use the spoon for it? Because there's still a...
That's
Alright.
way too much sense, Miriam.
Too much logical sense. So we're going to stir that sucker in.
See, it works.
Mm-hmm.
Who needs spoons when you have a straw?
Alright. Wanna try it again?
Sure.
Alright. I like that.
It's interesting.
It's cozy.
It's interesting.
I wonder what, here, I'm gonna sip out of this side and see what like actually like sipping the drink is like. Try it that way, where you get a nice glob of whipped cream in.
I'm still sticking with interesting.
I happen to quite like this.
It's a lot for the tongue to process.
Mm-hmm.
A lot for...
It's basically like, and I also think I added a little too much rum to this one. Maybe 1.5 ounces of rum instead of 2 ounces of rum. But you just, it's like taking rum, mellowing it out a little bit so it's not so bitey and creamy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I describe it, as like rum but less bitey and more creamy. So there we go.
There's your cocktail review from a mixology major.
Hot buttered rum.
Rum, but less bitey, more creamy.
I like it.
You like it all you want. You're like all year.
Okay, so the second cocktail that we're going to be making is almost like it's a chai tea latte, but iced and alcoholic. Let's see how this goes.
Yeah, this would have belonged very well in our tea-based cocktail episode.
This, you know, this really
if we
would
would
have.
have found it then. So, we're going to start with your shaker with ice. As you can see, it's already starting to
Look
chill
how
down.
cold that is. Yes.
So 6 ounces of chai.
Alrighty. So this is one that neither of us have made before, so we are going
Might
for
have to
it.
do 3 and 3.
Yeah, because this is, or I can do 4 and 2. So this is just 2 tea bags of 2 chai tea bags, brewed in 8 ounces of hot water, and we just kind of let it sit to keep
So
it real
it's
strong.
going to be fairly strong.
Yeah, you want it to have some kick to it. Okay.
So now we'll do 1.5 ounces of vodka.
Ounce and a half of
So
vodka.
traditional shot.
Alrighty. There we go. It cleans out, it kind of rinses out your measuring jigger as well. 1.5 ounces of vodka,
3/4 ounce of amaretto.
which is an almond-based liqueur, for those of you who don't know. 3/4 ounces, you said?
Yep.
Okay.
So I'm interested to see how this is with the amaretto.
Yeah.
Too.
Kind of sweet. Gives syrupy sweetness to it. Alright. 3/4 ounce of amaretto.
1/2 ounce of vanilla simple syrup.
Close all your bottles so you don't have an accident. Because let's be honest, I'm not the most luck-prone person. So you said 1/2 ounce?
Yep.
Okay.
So not very much.
You are right. For something that should not pour, this pours very beautifully. 1/2 ounce.
And then another 1/2 ounce of 1/2.
Creaminess to kind of lighten it up. Alright.
And then shake, strain.
Drink.
Yeah.
You said 1/2 ounce?
Yeah.
Okay. Like I said, cap everything. Give a little smack to make sure it's lodged down.
Oh.
Turn it upside down. Shake the crap out of it.
That just looks like you're asking for trouble, Miriam. Is that the way they taught you to do it?
There we go. Look how foamy that sucker is. Beautifully foamy. Ooh, a little extra in here. We'll top that off. Okay.
And then just for giggles,
We're gonna garnish it.
This is
with
how
a
they
cinnamon
said to
stick.
garnish it. So I'm gonna take a picture really quick.
How fancy.
Because it makes me giggle.
So we're gonna wait. Nice and jaunty. Okay.
So now we'll try it.
We're gonna try this bad boy.
We'll hold it up for the camera.
We'll
so
go
you guys
orange and
can-
red for fall colors. Alright.
Alright, and we'll bring this up to the camera so you guys can see how nice it looks.
Alright. Look at that. You got a nice
It
little
is really pretty.
foamy layer on the top.
And now,
Cheers.
hey!
Alright, pop on into the camera.
It's nice.
You just get the littlest touch of vodka at the end, but it's not like... This is really surprisingly refreshing. I didn't think it was going to be as refreshing as it actually is.
I guess because there's just a little bit of dairy in there.
Yeah, it's not
But
that
it's
heavy.
not quite so heavy.
Yeah. 10 out of 10. Would drink again.
And you probably will later.
Alright. That is our
Drink
chai
two.
tea, iced chai tea latte.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
Alright. Fantastic.
Next cocktail on the list.
Alrighty, so our next cocktail is the gin and tonic cranberry and thyme version. So that will be, so the way this recipe is written, you could do just without a shaker. You could just put your syrup in the glass, put in your gin, ice, and then top it with tonic. But we're gonna do something a little bit different just to get a better flavor integration. So the recipe calls for 1 ounce of syrup. I'm going to do 1.5 ounces just because this isn't quite as thick, I think, as the recipe writer had intended.
Since we couldn't get real cranberries.
Yeah, since we didn't use real cranberries, it's lacking that pectin element.
It's almost October. Why are there no cranberries?
Because people are dumb here.
I was sad.
You were very sad. So, 1.5 ounces of syrup. I'll do 1.5 ounces of gin. And then we'll shake this, and we'll top with tonic. So overall, it's a really simple drink once you have the syrup made. And I'm not gonna shake this like Miriam did, because that looked like it was just asking for trouble. So that's really nice. It smells really yummy.
It's such a pretty color too.
It's really light. I probably could use a bigger glass, but we'll work with what we got. Just a little bit of fizz in there. And as Miriam suggested. So that is that, and she's gonna show us how to garnish super fancy, so just a little bit of thyme on top.
It looks pretty.
And you could also stick that in and stir it, and so that way it's got some in there. So I will hand this over to Miriam so she can do the orange flaming thing.
Okay, so my thought was, since we're going to be putting orange into the drink as is, there's a fun little technique where you flame orange zest, because the flavor of the orange comes from the citrus oil, which is in the skin, or a lot of what happens when you zest an orange, it's the citrus oil that you want. That is really flammable. So there's a cool little trick that you can do where you kind of caramelize that. So what I'm going to be doing is taking a paring knife, nice small knife, and cutting towards me, just take some of that outside skin, get all the way down. Try to get as little pith on it as you can. See, I only got a little bit just as I was going around the orange itself. So
But you could scrape that off.
yeah, you could if you were feeling really picky. This is just kind of a for fun thing. So what you're going to want to do is have the orange zest rolled between your fingers. So you're going to be using the top finger, so you've got your index finger in the middle, your thumb underneath, your middle and your ring finger on top, and there we go. There we go. See, index, thumb, middle, and ring, and what you're going to be doing is you're going to be squeezing. And as you squeeze, you're going to be releasing the orange oil out of it.
So just a PS, safety note, this is done by a trained professional, so please don't try this at home, in your house, near flammable things.
So there we go. We're just going to... We're going to rub this around the top of the glass. There we go.
So yeah, trained professional, just please
Flaming
don't...
orange zest. Alright,
want
so
everybody to be safe.
True.
I can just see somebody trying this and setting their house on fire, Mary.
I mean, yeah, I guess we should mention that orange oil is incredibly flammable. So, let's try the cocktail.
Yes. Also, please do that while sober.
Yes. I have been trained how to do it correctly, so the fact that I've had a couple of sips of cocktail means I can do this and you can't. So let's try this sucker. Alright, let's turn the camera around so they can see us. You know, like a thing that we should do. Look at that color though.
It's really pretty.
It's nice and like a bright, like, end of summer, beginning of fall color.
Yes.
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 Let's try this.
Alright, I'm taking this thing off.
I dig it. This is great.
Well strong for me. But Miriam's a happy camper.
Mm-hmm. It's good. And what the orange oil does is it kind of forms a caramelized layer on the surface, so you can just kind of stir it in. It's
like
good.
I said, Miriam's a happy camper. It's a little strong for me.
I like it because you get you got that cranberry sweetness. The thing is, if we had used whole cranberries, we get a little more of a tang with it.
Yeah,
which
you get a more sour note.
Yeah, which I think would go really well. But I like this as is, even though we didn't have cranberries. You get that lovely, like, herby, green loveliness that you get from thyme. So I think this is excellent.
And I think that's one for the books for Miriam.
Mm-hmm.
So, drink number 3, check.
Done. Let's move on.
Yep. Alright, so we're here with our 4th cocktail. So this is a Blackberry Moscow Mule. So what we have here in a separate glass is blackberries and sugar, and I'm going to put in 3 ounces of vodka. This is meant to make a couple of drinks at a time. And so we're going to take, I'm actually going to do 2.5 just because I know we prefer our drinks not quite as strong here.
Strong drinks are good, but if we have other stuff to do, we need to be functional.
Yeah, so I'm going to muddle this together with a spoon. Because we don't have a real muddler, but that's okay. A spoon works just as good. A good hefty spoon.
You want to really crush those blackberries.
Yeah. You make sure you get all that color and the sweetness and yeah, all that good stuff. And maybe a taller glass because I'm making a freaking mess. But that's typical Haley, so.
Hence the cutting board, which is our mixing space.
Yeah.
Makes it a little cleaner.
And we're not serving in this glass, so if this glass gets a little bit messy, that's okay.
Yeah. Next time I'll grab you one of the pint glasses, the heavy
Yeah.
pint glasses for it.
Yeah. I just grabbed a glass.
Because usually in a bar setup, you'll have your mixing glasses, but then you'll also have one that you'll have your glasses that you serve in, but then you have something that's a bit like a really heavy-duty pint glass that you use for mixing in, because those don't break as easily.
Yeah.
I've yet to break something while mixing in it, but I've completely broken a bottle while practicing. It just had water, but I set it down too hard.
Nice.
And the whole bottom just shattered.
Well, I mean, those bottles, too, have been used for a very long time.
Yeah. So someone might have cracked it, but I shattered it.
Miriam was like, final blow! Ka-choom!
Occasionally Miriam, she hulks and doesn't realize that she's doing it until something breaks.
Alright. So, have our blackberries muddled. I need a mess on the apron, too. So we're going to take 2 glasses. Already have ice in them. And this is a bit like a tequila sunrise. So we're going to do ginger beer in the bottom portion, and I'm going to let that fizz. I'm sure these are about a little more than halfway full of ginger beer. And then you take this, and I might not do this right, but you pour this on top, and see, it's kind of tequila sunrisey.
Just try tilting your glass, the one that you're pouring into, just a little bit more, so it's not quite so like dropping into the glass, because that might help.
So that's the idea. We'll see if I can get it better. Don't they usually use a spoon?
Yep, you pour it over the back of the spoon, or you can just kind of, holding one glass, you tilt it.
I'm just going to use the spoon method.
Because it breaks it up a little bit, so it doesn't smash into the surface, it just kind of generally trickles into the surface of it.
Yeah, so we're going to use the over the back of the spoon. Nope, it's still doing it. Oh well. So, this didn't get to be quite as pretty, and that's okay.
See though how it forms more of a layer
Yeah.
before it drops in?
Well, yeah. So you can see there's some separation. You did get the full blackberry bits in this, but that's okay. So, then you just, if you can't get it all pretty, then you can just give it a stir.
Combine it all.
Combine it all. And then top it with a little bit of fresh mint if you desire. But yeah, this recipe is really simple. It's just sugar, vodka, blackberries. And traditionally, Moscow Mules are served in a copper mug. And I could transfer one to a copper mug to serve proper. But
She just polished it. It's nice and shiny now.
well, I did just polish it. It's been through a lot, but I did just polish it, which is why it's shiny. And theoretically, this drink was supposed to be a very pretty drink, which it still is. It's a nice purple color. But we're just editing it a little bit. A couple of mint leaves. And then ta-da! Bada bing, bada boom. Blackberry Moscow Mule. It might be a little sweet. I didn't really measure my sugar. I should have, I just didn't want to get the measuring spoons out.
That's all right.
So, if I can get that on the counter, that would be great. There we go. One for you. One for me. One straw.
I would love a straw. We have a purple straw left. Yes. Because it goes.
Because it matches.
Because it matches.
So yeah, probably give it another quick whiz.
Alright.
Not bad, very fresh.
Refreshing.
It's very fresh.
Yeah.
So, if you're looking for something a little bit fresher in the realm of Moscow Mules,
It's light. That's how I describe it. It's very light. It's one of those drinks where it's like you have a couple of these and then it hits you.
but yeah, it is pretty.
Yum. I like it.
Yeah, not too bad. All right, cocktail number 4. Not too shabby.
Pretty good.
I'm gonna have Miriam drunk by the end of this.
No, Miriam still has to finish stuff for other episodes, so Miriam is not going to get drunk. Not this time.
This time.
This time. Alright. Good, we're good.
Alrighty, and the last cocktail we're gonna make is a punch.
It's
so
a party drink.
this is something I saw that I thought sounded really great. So we have 8 ounces of lemonade. So it's 1 part lemonade, 1 part apple juice, 1 part white grape juice, 2 parts ginger ale. And originally it's non-alcoholic, but we're gonna put half a part of vodka. That one. So for my parts, I just decided to do 1 cup as an easy measurement. Keep it round, keep it even, keep it easy. So, and we're gonna just mix it in this big old guy right here.
Put it in a pitcher, serve it at a party.
Yep. So that's gonna be last. So 8 ounces of lemonade goes in. And then 8 ounces of white grape juice. So like I said, this, beyond easy. And depending on the party, how many people, all that good stuff.
It's like making jungle juice, but classier.
Yeah, that one.
I've never actually had jungle juice
I've
before.
never had jungle juice either.
Surprise, surprise, neither of us were huge partiers.
Which is normally where jungle juice gets consumed.
In bathtubs.
Which is terrifying.
Which is gross. How do you know if it's a clean bathtub?
8 ounces of apple juice. And then we're gonna do 16 ounces. Actually, before we put the fizz on top.
I was just gonna say, you might want to add the vodka first. Just that way we can combine it with the juice before.
So 4 ounces of vodka. I'm just gonna put the lid on and shake this up a little bit. And what we could do is we could just pour part of this in and top it. Okay, that's good. Just mixed it around. And you could just pour this into glasses and top with ginger ale. We're just gonna go ahead and measure out.
16 ounces. 2 cups for those of you who don't do math.
There it goes. It's like, when is this gonna stop? Letting go. So theoretically, you only need to dirty like 2 dishes for this.
Which is really nice. Seeing as this is not a huge, big budget thing, we pay for it, we do the dishes,
And we consume it later.
yes, that's our reward. Is we drink the drinks and eat the food.
Alright. So that filled it up pretty nice.
This would be a good one that you could double, triple.
Oh,
quadruple.
well, you can use the parts as a new way. So
Yeah.
if you want 1 part to be 16 ounces, or 2 cups, then you have 1 part be 2 cups. So you just dump it out. I don't even remember what this was called originally. I was just like, ooh, that sounds yummy.
It's like a fruit punch, but
Big kid fruit punch.
we made it big kid fruit punch.
We made it big kid fruit punch. It was, yeah, so super easy, super simple. We will do our usual. Alright.
Turn around.
Alright.
Okay.
And this does not require a straw. Cheers.
Cheers.
That's dangerous.
Hmm.
That shit's incredibly dangerous.
Yes, it is.
You can't taste the alcohol at all in here.
I mean, theoretically, there's not a lot of alcohol because we've probably got 6 ounces.
Let me do the math for you.
Okay, she's gonna do the math for us.
Let's see. So we had 16,
And 4.
So it's 20, 32. So it's 52 ounces. So 4 over 52.
The math is happening. We're gonna calculate exactly how much vodka you get per 6 ounce serving.
So that's 7. So you get like half an ounce of vodka per 6.
You don't get a lot of vodka in here.
No. Yeah.
But if you wanted to up it,
You totally could.
you probably wouldn't be able to taste it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you put a full part in and bumped it up
Living
to
dangerously.
well, if you put a full part in and then you're up to about an ounce.
Yeah, per serving.
Per serving. So
Just under a shot.
yeah. Which
It's
is
good.
fairly reasonable. But yeah, this shit's delicious.
This shit's really delicious.
It feeds my inner need for sweet.
Yeah, it's like, and the thing is, it's not, with the ginger ale in there, it's not overly sweet.
No. And you could put ginger beer in.
Yeah.
The thing about the ginger beer is it's way more gingery.
It's like, cha, we're gonna punch you in the face and it's gonna taste like ginger.
Yeah. So it's super gingery, so you get those spicy notes that you get out of ginger that you don't with like traditional ginger ale.
No, whereas this is nice. This is like a nice punch cocktail.
Yeah, this is an easy party drink. And like I said, neither of us have had jungle. What the hell is in jungle juice? Let me look. I'm curious now.
Everclear, I know, is an ingredient. Which is like super, Everclear is like super strong. I think jungle juice recipes change too.
Orange juice, fruit punch, lemonade, pineapple, orange juice, vodka, and rum.
So you've mixed alcohols too.
Ugh. Yeah, what does tipsy bartender say? They're usually... Oh, they have different kinds of jungle juice. Jesus Christ.
Oh boy.
Super Bowl jungle juice, St. Patrick's Day jungle booze, Sweet Revenge strawberry.
That would be like a, your life is gonna suck.
Tropical rum.
All right, let's look at the tropical rum one. That's what I'm curious about. Tropical rum, jungle
Full
juice.
recipe.
We don't advocate for jungle juice, but apparently
Well, I mean, yeah, no.
it's a punch.
It's a punch. So, bottom layer, 32 ounces mango cranberry juice, 8 ounces of schnapps, peach schnapps, 4 ounces of watermelon pucker schnapps, 4 ounces of syrup, oranges and lemons, top layer. Some mango, 32 ounces of mango passion fruit juice, 8 ounces of cruisin' mango rum, 8 ounces of Malibu pineapple, 4 ounces of sweet and sour, 16 ounces of Smirnoff iced tropical fruit, kiwi, strawberries, limes. Jesus Christ.
That's 32 ounces of alcohol?
That's
Am I correct?
insane.
That's 32 ounces of alcohol in just a regular punch bowl. That's if you hate yourself.
124 ounces of delicious beverage. We recommend you get a bucket around 196 ounces for all the ice and fruit. Yeah, 8. There's 12, 20, 28. 28 plus 16. I can't.
44.
Yeah, you get 44 ounces
Heyo!
of alcohol. That's just insane.
That's more than this. This is 33.8 ounces. Let's see. Which is that, 40?
This is 64 ounces. So it's like 3/4 of this thing.
That's alcohol.
It's just alcohol.
So,
That's nuts.
drink responsibly?
Why would anybody want to drink that much at once?
Parties.
I still don't get it. I had a coworker ask me the other day while I was wearing my Introverts Have More Fun shirt, do I party? And I was like, no, I don't. You should really read my shirt.
Honestly, partying for us is sitting with a drink and some crafting.
Yeah. Yeah, he was like, you party? And I was like, Ever? And I was like, nope. You should really read my introverts have more fun shirt.
Yeah. And I'm probably one of the more extroverted introverts you meet. Like,
you're one of those half-days.
I've kind of fallen in the middle. Like, I can do lots of people, I can be super social, but then there's lots of times where I'm like, go away, get out of my face, leave me alone. I want my book, I want my tea, and I want silence. So, yeah. So, let's recap what we made. Or when Haley gets back with scolding the puppies who have decided to eat each other on camera. Or not on camera, off camera. So, what do we make?
So, we made your 2 drinks.
We made a hot buttered rum, kind of hot toddy kind of beverage, which I'm enjoying. I'm gonna probably make this several cold nights this fall and winter
Miriam's
season.
new winter drink.
It's my new winter drink. It's
Cold
great.
season drink.
We also made the extremely delectable iced chai tea latte, which is lighter than we thought. And as we were cleaning up, we realized the tea was still a little warm. So instead of just
melted the ice, I thought it was a little watery, and I just wasn't sure. But it melted the ice as it got poured over. So
yeah, because it was definitely crisp and refreshing. It just didn't have quite the intensity of the chai that I thought 2 tea bags and 8 ounces of water would really have.
yeah.
So make sure your tea is cold before you start making this drink. Then we made the slightly dangerous gin and tonic with
Cranberry and thyme.
Cranberry, orange, and thyme simple syrup. And then we made the Blackberry Moscow Mule. We made this lovely little punch here.
And then we made our punch. So we really did 4 cocktails and a punch.
Yeah, but you know what? I think it was good. You got 5 drinks this episode. What?
It's true. That's saying That's.
Awesome.
I think that was a pretty good impression.
That was pretty good.
If I don't say so myself.
Well,
So that wraps it up for us. So
thanks for
we're
joining
gonna
us.
go and enjoy our drinks. Cheers.
Cheers. So,
Cocktails.
5 of them in one episode.
Hey, well, technically 4 and a punch, but you know, who's counting?
Pretty good.
So as a quick recap, what Miriam's drinking
Is the Blackberry Moscow Mule, which has got vodka, blackberries, sugar, and ginger beer.
Yeah, really
Yeah.
nice ginger beer.
Really
Ginger-
like a good punchy ginger
A
beer.
good ginger beer will kind of make or break your Moscow Mule.
Yeah.
I have our punch of the day, which is that kind of fall flavored juice bonanza with some vodka. It wasn't designed to be super. It wasn't designed to be boozy, but we made it boozy anyway. And then another one that I made was our
Gin and tonic.
cranberry thyme gin and tonic.
Which was excellent. I drank that already.
Yeah, Miriam drank the whole damn thing.
I drank that. That was delicious. And that had flamed orange on the top, so you can see some of the fun stuff you can do with cocktails. Remember, be
Safety
safe.
first.
Safety first while handling lit flames and flammable
Extremely
oil.
flammable
Extremely flammable oils.
And Steven's looking at us funny.
Don't worry.
We didn't burn the house down. We're fine.
Yeah, we're good. And then the 2 that I made was the almost iced chai latte cocktail. I think it was really good. And then my hot buttered rum, which I liked. I think Haley's still.
I'm still. The jury's still out on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had the punch, the Moscow Mule, the gin and tonic, the iced latte chai thing, and then the hot buttered rum. So overall, a pretty damn good cocktail episode.
An excellent cocktail episode, if I might say myself.
Yes, Miss Prim and Proper.
I thought it was great. I'm very pleased because we got a lot done and it went really smoothly. So you get to watch us learn how to
cheers
do
to
this. Cheers.
Hello, all, and thank you all so much for watching. It's Haley, not Cap, mostly because Cap's lying in bed because headache. Apparently, I shared my migraine. I was pretty sure they weren't contagious, but he's proving me wrong. So, I just lost my train of thought. Yay, cocktails! Yay for first fall episode. Yes, you did, Majestic. You got here right at the end. So tomorrow, oh god, ow, oh god. Okay, there's an ice pick in my brain. Huh, I'm gonna end this off, and go curl up in a ball and die. But, thank you all so much. Thank you, I am the dork, for subscribing during the stream. I know I did yell at you in chat, but thank you! Thank you all so much for joining us, and thank you for the support. I mean, it's fucking awesome. You guys rock. And so, I believe Cap will be back tomorrow as long as he's not incapacitated like I usually am. Yeah, about that. He will be back tomorrow with Wingman Wednesday. I'm guessing PUBG with Gothic. I could be wrong, but that's just a hesitant guess. And then Thursday and Friday I'll do something. And then next week, Overwatch event starts. So just be prepared for literally all of the Overwatch during my streams. Because the event starts till the 10th and it goes all the way to the 2nd. It'll be fucking awesome. So the day before we leave for the wedding, I'm like, heck yeah. So, at least that's the plan from what I hear, but we'll see. I'm super excited about all the new stuff. Steph and I will just be overwatching all the time. And then I think that's it. So once again, thanks everybody for stopping in and watching. Cooking streams are always a blast. And we will see you all next stream. Bye. Okay, maybe not. I'm gonna break everything. This one? This one.
Thanks for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Please consider checking out some of the other videos that are playing alongside this one. And maybe think about checking us out on Twitter, Facebook, our Twitch. We're still running a 365-day streaming challenge. And maybe consider supporting us over on Twitch or on Patreon if you really like we did, and if you want to get access to some of our other stuff like the Derpy Puppy feed or our Patreon-only stuff. Either way, thanks y'all.